Hello, race fans. Welcome back to Sundays. Welcome to Japan this evening. We're in Suzuka, one of the only figure 8 tracks we have, as we see them crossing over the track right there on that bridge. Doing around 130R. We're doing the Miatas, the MX-5s again this evening, as always on Sundays, and the Sunday evenings is when our league will start. So it's our first night running here at Suzuka. Take a quick look at our standings to see looks like Dustin Burkhalter putting in a 228. He's the only one in the 228s there. He's a good quarter second ahead of second place Greg Green. And granted, this is quite a long lap. It's a long racetrack, over 3 miles, and although many of it is very quick, these Miatas are not. We see them coming through the cambered snake section here. Coming over the Dunlop. So we got about 4 minutes left of practice here. We're going to go into a 10-minute qualifying session. As many laps as you can do, which will probably only be 2 or 3 if you can manage it. Get some audio going with our fellas this evening. It's right on with Dustin Burkhalter. Let's see how he does a lap here. Around 130R, really just throwing it around there. That's what I love about these Miatas. Coming into the final chicane here. Little triangle piece. And on to the pit straight. Here we go. I'm not exactly sure where Dustin's going with this one. He's certainly having some fun. That was terrific. As Corey Mitchell puts in a decent lap, he goes third fastest, just ahead of Ken Kruger, who's in the back of this trio. And it is Dustin Day, your top 8 days of the week. And the times are real close up there in the 29s. There's not a lot of time through at all, and Eric Foss puts himself into second place just for the time being. Here are the gaps in between everybody. We got about a minute left in practice. I'd like to remind everybody about the Camel GT class on Wednesday evenings. It's a double heat race. It's lots of fun and pretty chaotic. It's my favorite. Actually, I think the Miatas are my favorite. I think it's so difficult. What's kind of nice about the Miatas is that everything happens in such slow motion that you have so much time to react. But that being said, you always want to get more out of the car, and so you end up pushing it pretty hard here. Corey going around spoon curve here, which you never think is going to end. It's such a funny turn too. It's got a sharp final apex on you as you come over the hook. And this is one of the things that I love about Suzuka. Hold on, folks. Let me make this post so everybody can watch this stream later. This is one of the things I love about Suzuka is that I think it might be a Tilka track. I think it was. Anyways, it seems like an indoor roller coaster or theme park. You know, that sort of like extravagant craziness. It's very Japanese. It's just like, how can we test the drivers in every single way possible? Like, okay, come around a really weird turn in one. Okay, yeah, and then let's have these weird, awesome cambered back to back S curves that we see Craig Tessiter going through right now. And then it's just got big curve, of course, hairpin somewhere after 200R and or before 200R, and oh, we see Craig turn it right there. Sorry, Craig. And then yeah, going down to spoon curve, which is so unique. And oh my gosh, these guys are drifting all over the place. Like I saw, where is he? Where is he? He's not out on track. I don't even see him in the lobby. Bjorn, nowhere to be found. Bjorn, terrible paint. And he was just drifting around this track. I did notice him just throwing it into every turn. I also noticed that his passenger side mirror was gone. That's a different conversation, I suppose. We have a 2.5 minute lap to get around here, so I imagine these guys are only going to be able to do 2 qualifying laps out there. We shall see. Where's Dusty? Dustin Burkhalter's not out on the track. Maybe he's trying to do the back to front challenge again. It did not go well for him last week. Let's see, is anybody coming down the pit straight yet? It looks like Craig Tessiter is crossing the line now, just shy of 3 minutes. But again, I don't know if anybody else feels me about this Suzuka comment, but it's just, it's so, it's such a driver's track, and it is just to test the drivers in every single way possible with weird elevation changes. I mean, it's a figure 8 track. How often do you even get that? It's just so Japanese to me for some weird reason. I love it. It's one of my favorite tracks. I'm bummed that it's not on the F1 calendar this year. Dustin Burkhalter still not out of the pits. He and Eric Foss are top of the standings. Quickly followed by, who is that? Craig Ream, Corey Mitchell, and Kent Phoebe. I'll also keep an eye on. Also like that you have to use your clutch pedal here, and that just promotes a ton of mistakes. For me anyways, not the best. It is so frustrating when you're trying to get on the gas. have to see everybody's heel-toe braking skills as well. The great equalizers. We see Kent Kruger take this spoon curve pretty nicely there. It's so awkward on you at the end. As he approaches 130R down here, which is a real fun one. Let's see if he lifts at all. Yep, he got to lift slightly. But I think he could have carried a little more speed through there, but he's going to have one more stab at it. Well, at least, yeah, just the one more stab. Adam Baltutis puts himself on the board with a pretty decent time with 28.9. Carlos Lopez second across the line for a 2:38. Kent Kruger takes pole position temporarily with a 2:28.5, just about 4/10 faster than Adam Baltutis. Craig Tester crosses the line with a 2:31 flat. And Dustin Burkhalter still not out on the track. I guess he wasn't able to put in a time, but we see Eric Foss coming around the first turn here. He did a 28 flat, which is just a great time. I think that might have beaten everything that we had in qualifying. Kent Kruger still up on the front row with him. And goodness gracious, my computer smells hot. You ever have that happen? I think I just saw Kent Kruger go off track there for a minute, so this second lap probably won't count for him. James Dean does a 2:34.777. And we see Corey Mitchell coming around 130R, keeping it on track. It's definitely better to lose a tenth or two than your whole lap, because you only get 2 qualifying laps today. Because we only, can I not do math? I can't do math. That's what's happening here. And Corey will have another stab at it. He puts himself second fastest, jumps ahead of Kent with a 2:38.453. Really taking some speed into turn 1, which is very awkward. The elevation change on it's very strange. It does have a decent amount of camber to it. Actually, if you end up throwing it too hard in there, it will catch you. But you can't count on that, because sometimes you're going there with too much speed to go right over the edge. Ty Johnson goes 9 fastest with a 2:30.643. Christopher Perez slots in 8th position. Excuse me, was that Federico Toro with 11th with a 2:36.57. We got Troy Banks out on track this evening as well. He had some great battles last week at Monza with, I believe, what was it, Adam Baltutis? I can't quite remember. And here's Eric Foss coming, I think he just maybe better his time, but just barely? So he comes through the S's here. He's not going to have enough time to finish this last lap. Let's see where Kent Kruger's at. He's not going to have enough time to finish either. Approaching the final minute of qualifying. Around the hairpin, we see Adam Baltutis go. Going through 200R is Craig Ream. I don't believe he's going to have enough time to finish this lap either. We shall see though. Jordan Johnson crosses the line. He's going to stay in 6th there. Christopher Perez just throwing that little pony around the corner. Amen. Amen. That's how you drive these things. He's got 30 seconds to get his butt across the line. Let's go, Chris. Such an awesome movement. See him send it like that around 130R here. He's got 15 seconds on the clock. I don't know if he's going to make this lap happen, but I do want to see him take this curve. That's going to be it for qualifying. I don't believe anybody else is going to get to finish that final lap. And that's going to be it. Up top, we got Eric Foss on pole position. He's on row 1 with Corey Mitchell. Then we got John Miller and Ken Kruger on row 2, followed by Adam Baltudis. And Craig Ream is actually down in 6th. We got Jordan Johnson in 7th, followed by Brandon Piper, Christopher Perez in 9th, and Paul Simmons Ochoa rounds out the top 10. We got Ty Johnson, Federico Toro, Carlos Lopez Jr. is down at 13th, followed by Craig Tessiter, Stephen Liston, Mark Bray, James Dean, Andres Garcia, Dustin Burkhalter in 19th again, Bjorn Benches, 20th this evening. Troy Banks, not able to set a time out there, didn't have enough. He's in 21st, and we'll see if we see Cameron Brown and Val this evening. All right, I'm not getting any sound coming through yet again. We have a standing start this evening as Eric Foss takes us around, and I have lost sound before this race has even started, it appears. As they all come into turn 1 here. I'm so sorry about the sound situation. I got to fix it, but holy hell. I had no idea we had a standing start this evening as everybody's making it through 2x2 around these curves. I think Eric Foss and Corey Mitchell, and John Miller have sort of taken away from the pack here, followed by Ken Kruger, Craig Ream, Adam Baltudis, Jordan Johnson. Oh, we got 2 matching cars of liveries in the middle of this pack. Oh, but the sound of my own voice is miserable. Let me tell you what, I would love some sound up in here. We're going to wait until we get around Spoon and everybody's on the straight. Make it as quick as possible. We come down to the hairpin. It's as you were for the top 4. Craig Room is made up 1 position. Christopher Perez finds himself up 1 position. Tries to get the inside there on Jordan Johnson ahead of him. Oh, as we see... Looks like Craig Tessiter go a little bit wide, lose a couple positions. Andres Garcia is up 6 positions so far at the beginning of this race. Mark Bray has dropped down a whole handful there. As we come down to Spoon, let's see if anybody's going to botch this on these cold tires. Negative. We're going to make our move for that sound at the moment and make it as quick as possible here. Marvelous if we go back racing. Back up at the top, it's Eric Foss, Corey Mitchell. Craig Ream is made up too. He's gotten ahead of Ken Kruger back there. Carlos Lopez makes it ahead of Brandon Piper, who decides to go wide on 130R. There's some more action down here at the final chicane. What a hectic first lap on everybody's part here. Christopher Perez moving up a couple positions. Carlos Lopez making up a couple positions, but finds himself in the pit lane in the very first lap. I do not know. We don't have any mandatory pit stops this evening, as Kent Kruger is getting under all sorts of pressure by Adam Baltutis here, who takes the inside, but he's not going to be able to make that happen. Has to brake a little bit early. Corey Mitchell is fending off John Miller. He's about 0.6 behind Eric Foss at the moment, able to stay in striking distance for the long straights. A little bit further back, Craig Tessiter is putting Andres Garcia under some pressure. And this is why the Miatas are marvelous. Carlos Lopez still in the pits. Greg Ream moving up to fourth there. But there's a good 3.5 seconds up to the top pack for him to do. That might be a little much unless we see these guys fighting like this and drifting around the track, because we just saw Craig Tessiter and Ty Johnson almost going door to door there. Around Degner they go, and down to the hairpin. Craig has gotten by Kent, but he can't really pull away, and this train is going to stay in that slipstream for so long. Back here we got Bjorn Benches, who says he's a lap down. I don't know if he is. There's some sort of drama going on in front of him. I don't know if he showed up a lap late and wasn't able to get on the grid. That looks like Dustin Burkhalter right behind him, making some moves and going door to door with pretty much everybody he can. Bjorn still has both of his side view mirrors, so that's pretty good as we go down to Spoon here. I think Bjorn is a lap down, or my software is just bugging out on me. Don't quite know. Is still all over the back of Kent there. Something else, oh, up at the top, the lead is getting close. Something else I love about these Miatas is there's not that much to change on it. So some of these setup gurus who really go to town on these cars, there's a lot less to do. It's like, would you like your springs soft or not? Oh, as we have bang doors real quick as Eric Foss gets pushed out by Corey Mitchell. Oh, and Eric, poor Eric, he loses 2 places at once, but he's able to keep his nose in there just for a moment, given the nature of this first section. As they come around the final of these S's. Oh, Eric just able to hold on to it, really sliding in there. John seemingly running a little softer setup, a little more forgiving. As they come around the Dunlop, down to Degner. Oof. John really humping those curbs back there. Adam Baltutis is still maintaining this small gap behind Kent. A little bit further back, some mistakes being made here and there, opening up opportunities all over. As Steven Liston is coming to the pit lane as well. Carlos Lopez is back out on track, but he's a whole section behind everybody else. Come back down the back straight. Ken Miller getting a little bit of a slipstream, but not as much as you would expect. But he's coming right up close to him in 130R here. Ooh, and Eric has to go real wide on that turn. Can't quite keep up with him. I'm sure the air pressure gets a real squirrely in the train. Ooh, and a little bit further back, Paul Simmons Ochoa still trying to make that move happen, but has to get Andres Garcia out of the way. A little door bang in there. Adam Baltutis and Kruger both make it by Craig Ream. Looks like something happened coming out of that last chicane. Even Christopher Perez wants to get the little pony in there. He might just do it too, as it's almost like Craig Ream has an issue back there. And Perez has got that moved on. Craig's got to be careful. He's got to be looking at his rearview mirror for Jordan now, pulling up behind these guys. And it's really opened the door for him because they've been fighting hard. Back up at the top, just under 2/10 for the lead of this race. Ooh. Kiss into the hairpin. Tries to get a little jump on him, but Corey's tires get a little bit better purchase. Back here coming into the hairpin, Andres Garcia, who's made up a boatload of positions, a total of 7 so far this race, more than Dustin Burkhalter, Bjorn Benches, or Troy Banks. Two easy ones right here, or not easy, but they are definitely close. It's he's trying to drift it into the side just to get a wheel in there and make the other driver react, and there he goes. Might have been better suited just staying in that slipstream just for a moment, because he's not even really pulling upside him. But Brandon's going to fight him hard through 130R here. He's got to let him go. Ooh. It looks like these guys had a little issue, and looks like Craig might get that position back. Oh, right up at the top, though. John's going for that move, and he's gotten it done. Eric, too, could also squeeze in there. He can, just as Eric did 2 laps ago. Corey dropping down 2 positions very quickly. And these two still going side by side into the S's here. Giving each other lots of room. Christopher Perez being very courteous out there. John Miller just taking such a straighter line there. Looked like he had all the grip in the world while these guys are splaying out behind him, trying to keep up. He really loves those curves there. Really difficult to get the car settled again before you make that one. Make sure you have enough control going into a follow braking zone. And Eric Foss almost tries to outbrake him there. Might as well just throw it in there. I'm all about throwing it in the inside and just leaving it. Saying, turn in on me. Go ahead, turn in on me. Oh, it's Corey Mitchell. Drops about a half a second back. These guys heading to Spoon. Very neck and neck. It's been a great race between the top 3 here. John gets real squirrely on it. Eric has to go wide, and Corey is going to retake the lead of the race. Wow, how crazy. Way to hold it, both gentlemen, and good reflexes from Eric to stay wide there and just say, screw it. It's not worth this, man. He's going to get a great jump on John here, though, if he can make it down the inside, which looks like he's going to have that look. Corey is a late breaker here. It's a very difficult turn, as I was saying. You're sort of the fast part of the turn, then it cambers, and you have the second kink on it. It's very difficult to take. It's an absurd turn one. It really is. It's great for a standing start, which I was blind and missed. Highly regrettable. This is, oh, as Corey just cuts that turn. I'll tell you what, he's got to get a slow down penalty for that. All four wheels were nowhere near a racetrack, and it looks like he, I don't know, he's not slowing the back down, really. But he just hopped that turn because he had to stay in the lead. Piper's lost 3 positions since the start of this race. It hasn't been his best. He's got Ty Johnson, student driver, breathing right down his neck too. Oh, John almost goes door to door there. It can look like both of them a little issues with the heel toe braking. Getting the rear ends to work with them there. Here's Dustin Burkhalter trying to outbrake Craig Tessiter into the final chicane. Not going to happen. Eric Foss takes the lead of this race. Corey Mitchell drops back down to second. And they continue to battle. Not even halfway done with this race. And these guys have given us a season's worth of highlights here, ritualistically swapping the lead. Frustrating for Dustin Burkhalter as he tries to get his nose in there, and every time he does, Craig just comes over in time. Dustin decides to take a very different route. Finding buckets of speed, but not that far off the racing line. Is he going to go around the outside of the hairpin turn here? Oh, he doesn't even have to. He's got the speed before they even get there, and he's on a better racing line. He should get out of there much quicker. Here's your new race leader, followed by Corey Mitchell and John Miller. Then a whopping 7.5 seconds back. Adam Baltudis has moved himself up to 4th. He's still quickly followed by Kent Kruger. Christopher Perez is able to stay with him, and so is Craig Ream. Just behind them, you see Jordan Johnson and Andres Garcia going at it. Andres Garcia up 10 positions so far in this race. Looks like no sign of stopping either. Oh, Ty Johnson has a little off-track excursion back there. I'm not exactly sure what happened. Coming through the final chicane. Had some issues, and these guys are all packed up here in turn one. Craig Ream going off track in the back. As Ken Kruger's putting Adam Baltutis under all sorts of pressure. Christopher Perez is going to get in there too. I don't know if he's going to be able to get it done. Adam's got a good line here around this next turn, but Christopher Perez is able to hold it for now. Craig Ream's getting in there too. Adam goes from the top of this pack all the way back down. And just, it's so difficult on here because if you go 2x2, you're never actually on the racing line. One turn you'll be on the racing line, the next turn you're off, the next one you're on. So like you're stuck. It's like oval car racing when the outside's just going away from you. And there's Adam Baltutis getting a lot of grass there, able to hold it ahead of Craig Ream somehow. I thought he would definitely have to lose that one. Ty Johnson loses one to Dustin Burkhalter as he's throwing it in there. Dustin's up 7 so far this race. But so are, oh, no, these guys are up 5 apiece. We got Bjorn Benches and Troy Banks here. These guys might have started a lap down or late. I don't really know, but they're battling now, I'll tell you that much. And Ken Kruger pulls out about a second ahead of these guys. So they're coming around Spoon here onto the back straight. Going to take to the inside of, or sorry, the outside of 130R. He decides to give up and bleed some speed off before he gets there. Focus on the exit from the turn and maybe have something better. Ty Johnson right on the heels of Troy Banks, who's right on the heels of Bjorn Benches, going around 130R here. Kent Kruger, Stephen Perez, sorry, Christopher Perez. Now all the way up. Not all the way up, but it did seem like for a moment there they sort of pulled away from these guys. And they're really going to be going after it. As Ty Johnson goes down the inside of Troy Banks. Oh, and Troy goes a little wide. Maybe you can cut back on him here with a better exit from turn 2. And he tries to go on the outside there, doesn't get it. But he's going to be able to stay with him and fight for another couple laps. I don't even know what lap we're on, like 4. Eric Foss, by the way, able to pull a 1.3 second gap over John Miller. Corey Mitchell has fallen back to 3rd position, fallen back to 3rd position. And Adam Baltutis is now trying to get after Christopher Perez here. This fight, as I was saying, Andres Garcia is not done getting places. It's bringing him up into this fight. You can just see Craig Ream at the top of your screen there. Perez really doing a great, that's how you should take Spoon. Yes. He's 1.1 behind Kent at the moment. He's going to get a little bit of slipstream from that distance. Let's see how this pack pans out around Spoon. Oh, and Bjorn perhaps doesn't hit the apex he wanted to. Ty definitely does. He's getting a great jump on him now. downshifts for that one. Is that what I just heard? Ooh, getting a lot more curb than Bjorn does. And they're going to drag down to the first turn here. Tie pulls to the inside. And in the same spot he got Troy. He's going to get Bjorn, and Troy is going to do it. I love this. I love turn one so much. Oh, it's like the reverse twofer. If you're in the top of the pack, you just get screwed. I love it. And now that's Ty Johnson, Troy Banks, and Bjorn Benches. That makes it 6 positions made up for Troy and 4 for Bjorn now. Into it as Andres Garcia now has Craig Ream just in front of his hood. What is happening here? Is that an 11-second gap I see back to Corey Mitchell? Corey Mitchell is now closer to Kent Kruger. I don't really see any damage with his car. Let's see. Corey Mitchell went off track. Let's go watch that. Oh! Coming around 130 R. Pretty cool though. Good. I give it a 6. That's Adam Baltutis, Craig Ream, and Andres Garcia. Down to the final chicane. Craig's on the outside. He's gonna get Adam. Oh, and Andres Garcia takes to the escape road. He's got a cone stuck under his wheel. How annoying! He comes back on track behind those guys, and with a slow down penalty for good measure, he's still harboring a cone under his front left wheel. That is not helping at all. There it goes. As Jordan Johnson just sees a cone pop out onto the pit straight there. Craig Ream is now ahead of Adam Baltutis, and Andres Garcia has dropped 4 seconds behind after that little off-track endeavor. He shouldn't have even tried to hook it back on track, just gone on the grass and just rocketed onto the pit straights there. Shoulda, woulda, coulda. There is Bjorn Benches at the back of this little pack still. And that's Paul Simmons Ochoa fending off Dustin Burkhalter. And this car is such a handful. Oh, as Dustin Burkhalter pulls to the inside, he's going to get this one done. Maybe. The next one's a right-hander, but he manages to find so much grip on the outside there. There's grip there if you dare. Up here for the final podium position, Corey Mitchell is in a bunch of trouble now with Kent Kruger right on his heels. Here's Jordan Johnson, just behind Andres Garcia, who fell behind Craig Ream after that little off track. Jordan Johnson run the same paint as Bjorn. It looks very similar anyways. It's like the old 16-year-old's first car bumper sticker mobile. Oh, and Ty Johnson has an issue. Troy Banks went off track, yet he's in the lead of this pack here. Well, he did go off track, but Ty Johnson. Oh, he definitely went off track too. And that's Ty Johnson losing it in turn 3 there. Manages to hold on and come back on behind Bjorn. That will be frustrating for him though after working so hard. Dustin Burkhalter will be 9 positions this evening, making quick work of Brandon Piper. He had done that a moment ago. Brandon's actually holding on for the time being. Andres Garcia still with the 10 positions made up though. Troy Banks with the 8 and Bjorn with the 6. And that's Craig Ream right on Adam's bumper, pushing him through 130R. Has to bleed off some time. These guys are just trying to break control arms over these curves. Johnson wants to put his nose in there, and that's the thing with this turn. I love it. If you just pull off and take a different line, it's almost the person is expecting that late break into the corner, and you can do it there and not crash into each other. I think Andres is going to retain this this position for the moment as he drifts around these turns. These 3, it's as you were. Troy having an awesome race. And so consistent. And getting the better of Bjorn too as well. Ooh, as Bjorn slides out, and Ty can't help himself by giving a little tag himself, and we are down to the final 10 minutes here. As this grid starts to space out a little bit. Troy under no sort of pressure now, and just bring it home with 8 minutes to go. Love how sideways Andres is getting that car. Finding the level of grip out there. And despite being all over this this long track here, we are almost up to a lapped car, believe it or not. I think Steven had to make a pit stop early on. Unfortunately, as you see Eric Foss in the background coming around there. Which is crazy. It's such a long track, and Steven is not even putting in bad times. He's doing 2:31.1. It's a good race pace. I'm sorry, some of the guys at the back, we've just had such amazing races up towards the front. And just as I was saying that, from 4th position on the grid, Kent Kruger finds himself in 11th, and he's out of the extra points even. Let's see what had happened. Let's see what had happened. As Kent Kruger comes down to turn 1. Everything looks good. He outbrakes himself, it seems. Oh, just right there, and the front almost catches on him so quickly, and he spins it around and has to wait for his fellow racers to come through. He's a good guy. Maybe he's just beating himself on the head and pissed. Who knows? Very unfortunate that moves Christopher Perez up to 4th position. Oh, and Eric Foss has a crash. Is this real life? Oh, and John Miller takes the lead of the race in real time. Sorry about that, folks. Is coming around, looks to be Spoon there. There's Eric Foss going off, and there is John Miller taking the lead of the race. And now they are drag racing to the end with 5.5 minutes to go. And he's challenging him down the inside just immediately and gets that position back with it. Incredible racing, Eric. Way to keep a cool head in difficult circumstance. He got himself right back on the track. John's going to have a look down in turn 1. He's not. He pulls back into the slipstream. Doesn't go for that first apex there. Then you see them touch the curb again for turn 2 here. Exit out wide, get back over to the right. See the different terrain of these S's here, and the different banking and cambering and elevation changes and different crests as you come across the Dunlop curve here. Very difficult to not just plant your foot and hope for the best. But you got to take care of your tires, as we've seen so many guys lose it right towards the end. Both of them taking a lot of curve there. And oh, my computer is hot. Let me tell you what. Got like 24 cores or something, but it only uses the first one. I'm just joking. Maybe a 6, maybe an 8 core. I don't know. Whatever Ryzen makes. It's only using one of the processors though. John just cannot stay with him around that same section here. Eric maybe takes it a touch slower, but still maintains that 2.5 gap. Dustin Burkhalter is hunting down behind them. Dustin's up 10 at the moment after Kent Kruger's a little off, but that means Andres Garcia is now up 11 positions. We got 2.5 minutes to go as we come across the line. That's pretty much going to be our last lap of the race. Who knows? Really, I mean, if he's doing 2:27s. He just did it. Oh, that was his. He's doing 2:28 still, though. We might get 2 more laps out of this. It depends if Eric Foss is going to take pity on everybody. Here's Dustin Burkhalter really getting in that slipstream of Jordan Johnson. Doesn't look like he's going to go for it this lap, though. Dustin with all sorts of grip. Not going to have it there. Andres Garcia now under some pressure as they come down to the hairpin. Let's check in with your race leader, Eric Foss, as he comes around. Spoon for the final, possibly final time. Oh, Jordan Johnson has an issue back there. Coming out of it. Oh, and Dustin Burkhalter makes up 11. Maybe they're going to have to share those extra 2 points, as they both have made up 11 positions, but Andres is in 7th, so maybe that's a little bit better than Dustin. I don't know. However they do it. Further down the straight. Oh, as Ty Johnson is closing up on Troy Banks here. That's not the way to do it, though. Forgot to check in with him, but if his last lap was a 2:28, I believe we are still racing for one more lap. It appears so. Nobody's really given up at all. And I wonder if some of these guys were planning for a lap less of fuel. It's Dustin Burkhalter and Andres Garcia this is going to be the fight for those 2 extra points. I'll tell you that much. Just overtaking prowess will be this battle. And Dustin just looks like he's got a real stiffer setup that he's milking, and Andres is just controlling and maintaining that wild little Miata. Further back, this battle is raging on now that Bjorn Benches is out of the way. Ty Johnson's pulling up real close on him here. And oh, Kent Kruger gets past Brandon Piper there on the infield. I don't know if Dustin's going to be able to get up there and close up. They come into Spoon here. This has got to be for the final time. In the second part of Spoon, I think Dustin will have a better exit than Andres here. As here is your pole sitter and race winner coming across the line here. I'm going to go back and check out a couple more of these fights that are going down. As we approach 130R, here's Dustin. Oh, he goes wide, throwing it around the outside, trying to make this move happen. I don't think that's the way to do it, though. As Brandon Piper's coming back at Kent Kruger to get that top 10 position and just rub it in. Oh! And coming through the final chicane, it looks like Dustin got that move done. He just wanted to make that happen. And that was a decent race. I had a lot of fun here at Suzuka. Hope everybody else did too. That was total fun. As everybody's lining up there for their podium picks. And there's your top 3, ladies and gentlemen. Let's run down that lineup. We got our James back. Always with the James. right, there we go. We got Eric Foss with your pole sitter and race winner. John Miller moves up to that front row with Eric there in second position. Corey moves down one from the front row. Finishing third, and that's your podium. And then we have Adam Baltudas doing well to get fourth place. Craig Ream in fifth, followed by Christopher Perez, Dustin Burkhalter. And then we have Andres Garcia dropping down just to the last minute there, followed by Jordan Johnson. Brandon Piper takes back 10th place from Kent Kruger, who drops down to 11th. We have Craig Tessiter, Troy Banks, and Ty Johnson follows just behind him. Bjorn Benches has to settle for 15th. And then we have Mark Bray, Carlos Lopez Jr., Steven Liston. Well, I can tell you, it's not going to move over, but we had James Dean, Paul Simmons Ochoa, and Federico Del Toro run with us this evening, pulling up the back. Thanks everybody for joining us this evening. We're going to be doing the same thing as always right here at Suzuka, doing the Camel GTs on Wednesdays and the LMP2s and the GTEs on Thursdays, which ended up being super fun when we did them at Monza. This should be a really good test here, and I'm excited to see you all there. Thanks for joining us.